what's up and welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. So we're going to be doing my updated top 5 foundations for oily skin. I've had a lot of requests from you guys lately on an update on my actual current top 5 because we've tested a lot of foundations recently that have just been absolute they have killed it as far as oily skin goes. So we've actually had a little bit of a reshuffle. So today's video, top 5 foundations for oily skin. These are the best in my opinion, that don't cake, that don't get super shiny throughout the day, that don't separate, that don't just melt off. And they'll basically keep your skin looking really, really nice, keep the coverage looking really, really nice from morning all the way through until the night. I have got drugstore and high-end options, so there'll be an option in here no matter what your budget. And if you're interested in learning my top foundations for oily skin, then please stick around. Now, firstly, one that just has not changed, and I'm not sure if it ever will. I feel like, I lift this up on camera and there's like golden rays of light out behind it. Estee Lauder Double Wear, guys, honestly, years later. So I've been talking about oily skin products now for 6 years. This is still my best of the best, most loved, most used foundation for oily skin. I recommend this one to absolutely everybody. This foundation has got really, really good coverage. It's super long lasting on the skin. It's honestly like paint once you've got it on. You can sweat in it. You can go to the gym in it. You can be out in like the hottest of hottest weather and it just does not budge. I find that it still looks the same, at the end of the day, the same as it does at the start. It doesn't cake, it doesn't separate. The coverage is amazing, no transferring through the day. I absolutely swear by this stuff. It does come in a super coverage and a light coverage version. I've tried both of those and I just don't love them as much as I love the original. This is the Double Wear Stay in Place makeup. It's truly amazing. I know that I've gotten so many of you guys onto this and I get messages from you every day being like, Nikkia, thank you so much for recommending this foundation. It's the only thing that I've ever found that actually lasts on my skin. It still holds #1 spot. It honestly, I cannot see this changing. Unless, someone comes out with something and I'm totally shook and blown away, I feel like this will always be in the #1 spot. All right, next up we have a new addition. This is a foundation that I did test out. I can never remember how long ago I actually filmed the videos. Maybe 4, 5, 6 months ago, give or take. Absolutely freaking love this stuff though. This is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Foundation. So this is a foundation that they brought out this year. It's like a little bit of a retwist on the Naked foundation that they released. 24 hours wear time and it's really, really lightweight and weightless on the skin. And when I say lightweight and weightless, I'm not exaggerating. When you have this on your skin and you still get really, really amazing coverage with it, but when you have it on your skin, you just honestly can't feel it there. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel like your skin's not able to breathe. It doesn't feel cakey. It doesn't look cakey. It looks beautiful and flawless on the skin. Really, really smooth. It doesn't emphasize texture or pores. And the most important for today's video is it lasts so well on oily skin. This definitely helps keep shine at bay during the day. I don't find myself needing to touch up when I do wear this one. And even if I was to touch up, I've done touch up tests with it before and it just looks as beautiful touched up as it does the first minute that you apply it. It's so gorgeous. It's funny too because the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation used to hold a pretty firm spot in my top 5s. This one has kicked its little butt completely out and has just taken its spot. I love this stuff. I have got a review, a full review wear test on this foundation. I will link it in the description bar and on the screen. Go and check that out if you are interested in seeing exactly how it wears, exactly how it, performs during the day. I think I wore it in that video for about 14 hours. And honestly, at the end of the day, it still looks so flawless. Just really, really love it. Totally hot weather safe as well. If you're from a hot, humid climate, you don't have to worry. You'll love this. All right, next up I have another oldie but goodie. This has been, again, a foundation that's remained in my top favorite foundations for oily skin for quite a few years now. The L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I love this stuff, and honestly, in my opinion, this is the closest dupe, the closest drugstore affordable dupe to Estee Lauder Double Wear that I have ever come across. Sure, to be fair, it's not 100%, perfectly right, but it's pretty well there, honestly. This one looks beautiful on the skin. It dries down to a really beautiful powdery kind of a velvet finish. It's got fantastic coverage. This is one of those ones that when you do wear it, you don't really need to apply concealer with it. It just covers everything really well, including dark under eye circles. 24-hour lasting power on this one as well. Doesn't cake, doesn't separate, stays looking beautiful on the skin all day, doesn't emphasize any texture. I do have quite enlarged pores sort of through the center of my face. definitely doesn't emphasize them at all. Totally sweat proof again. Like this, I've got no bad words to say about this. It's such a good foundation. Coverage, finish, blendability, wear time, everything. Like it's got everything going for it, honestly. It's like the perfect boyfriend. Truly. And obviously being drugstore, it's more affordable than my other choices. Would I say, you know, it performs as well as the Urban Decay or the Estee Lauder one? No, I don't believe that it does, but it's very, very close. Like it's about as close as you can get. Another really, really amazing option. And I think this is going to remain in my top 5 foundations for, you know, the foreseeable future. All right, next up we have another drugstore option, and this one is by Maybelline. This foundation I believe I discovered at the end of last year. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. It could have been at the start of this year, maybe. This stuff is honestly amazing. So it's called the Super Stay 24-Hour Full Coverage Foundation. It is amazing. This delivers really beautiful full coverage, but without getting cakey or heavy on the skin. I personally find that with my oily skin, foundations do start, especially full coverage foundations, they really do cake a lot on like the lower portion of my face. I feel like when there's too much pigment in a product or the formula is a little bit too thick, my skin just absolutely, it's like, no, get out of here, can't deal with you. And it's nearly like the oil, it removes it like a makeup remover. It all breaks it all up and just melts it basically off my face. This formula here is still really, really nice and lightweight and quite liquidy when you apply it, but it just delivers so much coverage, but like I said, without caking. I love this stuff. It smooths the skin. It gives the skin a really beautiful airbrushed finish. It does a really, really good job at keeping shine at a minimum during the day. I do get a little bit of shine through the T-zone, but it stays looking quite natural and dewy, so it's not something that I feel like, oh, you know, I look kind of sweaty, I look kind of oily, like I really, really want to touch up. I'm perfectly happy to actually leave this one without touching it up. Not cakey, doesn't separate again, doesn't transfer. It's really, really long lasting. This is another 24-hour wearing formula. You know, the same as the last 2 formulas that I have shown you. It is just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful product. And honestly, the coverage on this thing is amazing. Blemishes, dark circles, redness, rosacea, this will pretty much cover anything, but again, without feeling really heavy, without feeling you've got like piles and piles of foundation on. You know, it's the kind of full coverage foundation that you can wear in warm weather without being like, oh, I feel disgusting. Like, I love this. Definitely recommend. The only thing is you're not going to get as good a shade range from this as you will some of these other foundations that I have here. That's the only thing. It is a little bit limiting in that sense, but as far as the formula goes, it's beautiful. And then finally, for number 5, a foundation that actually totally took me by surprise. I had been meaning to try this one for quite a while. I'd had a lot of requests to try it, but I was like, look, I'm sure it's not like, you know, I'm sure it's not an oily skin thing. And then I tried it and I was like, oh, okay, this stuff's amazing. So what I'm talking about is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. This stuff is amazing. So this is a customizable foundation. It's got like a little dropper applicator and it's fully customizable all the way from super light coverage to full coverage, just depending on, you know, if you put 1 layer on, 2 layers on, 3 layers on kind of a thing. It's one of the only foundations that I've really come across that's fully customizable like this, but without feeling heavy and cakey on oily skin. Again, with oily skin, it's not really something that we can do. You know, we can't really build up layers and layers and layers of product. It gets too heavy. It ends up caking, separating, and just, you know, once the oils come through, it's a hot mess. This is probably the only foundation that I have found that I can genuinely wear like 1 layer or 3 layers and it looks just as amazing during the day. Totally blurs pores, totally smooths the skin and imperfections. Like it makes your skin look beautiful and photoshopped. Doesn't necessarily keep you 100% matte all day long, but at the same time, when your oils do come through, it looks so healthy and glowy and natural. It's another product that like I'm perfectly happy to have a really nice shine on my skin, and if anything, it just looks like I've applied some cream highlighter. It's honestly stunning. I mean, and again, I've got like actual individual foundation reviews on all of these except Estee Lauder. Actually, let me know, because this isn't a product that I've ever done like a full in-depth review and wear test on. Would you be interested in seeing like a video on this specifically? I feel like it might help a lot of you out. I know that a lot of you still do have a lot of questions about it. So let me know in the comment section if that's something you're interested in seeing. Let me know. But all of like the other 4 of them, I've definitely got reviews and stuff, so I'll be linking them all down below. So if you want to see the finish of this on my skin and what I mean by that beautiful natural glow at the end of, I'm pretty sure I wore it for 14, 15 hours. Maybe I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'll link that video so you can go check that out. But it's also safe for the body. So, you know, on the neck, the chest, the legs, wherever you need to apply foundation. Really, really, really transfer resistant, really sweat resistant. It's a beautiful lightweight formula, very velvety, very soft on the skin. I absolutely swear by this stuff, and I will be repurchasing and repurchasing and repurchasing forever, probably. Like, I just love it. Also really fantastic to mix as well. Like, if you want to mix this with, say, a foundation that you've got, what can I think of one that didn't work for me that was super full coverage? Oh, the Huda Beauty foundation. My skin hates that stuff. Like, it just cakes up and just looks horrid on me. But if I mix a little bit of that in with the Dior Face and Body, I can get like a really, really full coverage formula that actually still really lasts. So if you want light coverage or you want full coverage and you want it to last all day, this is a really, really good option to look into. So there you go, guys. That is my updated 2019 top foundations for oily skin. I hope that today's video helps you out, and I hope that it helps you make more of a decision. I know it's hard. Like, I've got my favorites, but then you see me do more and more foundation reviews and I'm like, yes, like this is a really, really good foundation. Hopefully this gives you a summary of my absolute ride or die top 5 that, in my opinion, just they will not fail anybody. So yeah, I hope that it helps. If you do still have questions on anything that you've seen here today, please leave them down below. I'm more than happy to, you know, if you've got like specific skincare questions or you're having like a certain reaction to one of these foundations or, you know, whatever it is, please put your questions down below. I'll be down there answering all of them for you. And always just remember, like I tell you guys, oily skin is not a bad thing. Just remember, you're going to age a whole lot slower than people with dry skin. It's just the reality of it. It's honestly the reality of it. I mean, I'm 29 now. I've had a fairly hectic life, lots of shift work, you know, lots of studying, lots of stress. I should have lines like, and I don't have Botox, I should have lines all around my eyes and stuff, and I don't, and it's purely because I've got oily skin, like purely because. So yes, that's it from me, guys. Give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Make sure to subscribe. I love you heaps. Have a great day, and I will catch you all in my next video.